All right, so I had seen when you did 16 interview, you was like mentioning like your top 5 Chicago artists. Well, some of your top Chicago artists, and you had kind of put Keef in there. You gave him his credit, but you said you seen him influence even people on your side. That was your words, quote unquote. So it was like I had interviewed this back to Trenches News when I interviewed him about a year ago. Basically, he had said a lot of the BDs in Gyro City because I thought it was all GDs at a point. I thought it was like that's just side GDs, that's side BDs before I interviewed him. Yeah, I'm just keeping it real. So when I was asking him that, he like, nah, he like a lot of the Gyro City guys that's BDs, they cheap keep BDs. That's what he said. So is there any truth to that? What, did people start flipping on your? What did you mean by influence? Did you mean stuff like that, or you mean by musically?
Musically.
Okay.
That's what I mean by music.
But in the city, did a lot of people start flipping? When
Yeah, a lot of cities, everybody did that shit.
Yeah.
Type shit. If they were flipping with them, they were gonna fuck with them. If they was the latest niggas in the shit, you know what I'm saying? So it only makes sense though, but it was like.
Was that weird to you, like experiencing
over
that?
time now they asked to be these. You know, all them same niggas who start fucking their ass then. Yeah, they be these. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so they over there
now. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They with that shit.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
I see. So that ain't really, you don't really agree with that sentiment in the sense like from your perspective.
And nah, but there was a lot of, you know, how can I say it? I ain't saying like he ain't
accurate to an extent.
Yeah, because it was niggas who was not that, but then they flipped type shit.
Right.
But it was just niggas that was, we fucking fooling them though. Fuck
yeah,
y'all.
he just changed
for them grades, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, that's crazy. I seen Take Capone say that. He was like, damn, I'm trying to think of his quote. I ain't wrote it, but he was like saying something. I seen him in an interview. He was saying something like, Take 600, aka Take Capone. He was saying something like, at the time, it was like you couldn't say you was a GD. When I seen it, I didn't believe that because I know that a lot. It's like it's more GDs than anything. Like I know that.
Say that's like me. At the time, you couldn't say you was a BD because you couldn't.
Yeah.
You couldn't. BDK, wherever you go, you get caught. But he talking about the same time I'm talking about.
Right.
But he just don't get the same perception I got.
Right.
Like I don't got the same one he got.
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
what the fuck you talking about?
Sides,
exactly. What did you ever talk about? Well, it was always this way. You better not ever say that shit.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Where you at? No matter where you at. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Niggas automatically know us where we
at.
at.
The biggest game, the jail, everywhere. That's true.
It's been like that since. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Why did you really stop the fucking cap?
Yeah, that's true. I said that when I seen that interview, I was thinking that. I'm like, I wonder what he mean by that. I'm gonna ask him that, like, but if I get the holler
about his neighborhood. He talk about like when his homie them out.
Right.
What you is, fool? He a GD, they but he didn't even say he was from a GD from K-Town or no shit like that. He just said he was GD. They just rolled the nigga like that's what he mean.
Right.
He ain't said like through the city type shit.
Right.
You know
that's how
he can't be said like that because in my head, everybody BDK even the little kids. What are you talking about?
Right, damn.
This shit was everywhere. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So before the drill era, the GDs ain't fuck the BDs and it's like that. I know in jail is one love, but I'm saying that's why, you know what I mean? But it's like when y'all was shorties, before the drill era, y'all was bumping heads with them basically. That's what you're saying. Like y'all it was like they the ops, basically. Like type of thing. That's what I'm trying to ask. Cause you know, like GD, like it's like GD's game bang out this way. They game bang with like they on GD like the Kings or the
everybody that's not with the folks.
Huh?
Everybody that's not with them. So.
Yeah. So that's what I was trying to say. Like so, but in the city though, it's like y'all was oppositions is for whatever reason. It's shorties though. You know what I'm saying? But like fighting and shit, basically. Like,
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah, same niggas. You fight same niggas. You fight with you shorties. Same nigga. You into it with us.
Yeah, that's crazy. What about so you been in jail before? Have y'all? Did you have to get under the One Love Act before? Because Cook County used to be structured. Like you get on the deck, motherfuckers. What you is? You over there? I ain't never been in there, but I just know.
Yeah, but it was at that point where shit was getting like this.
Right.
So it was.
Clicked up.
It was niggas getting that, man. Food them got their own count. From the grade. Food them got their own count now. At first when I came there was One Love. They did like a month or two later, that bitch Food had their own count. And ever since then, Food had their own count.
Damn, and the old heads be with that too, huh? It's like that's what it is.
I was on the school wing my whole time.
Oh, yeah, right. I heard that school wing was wild. I was like, those like niggas from out west. They was getting wild at that school wing, bro.
That bitch was bust. Really? They gonna lie when I first got out of that shit on this shit. Dry could stay locked up. That bitch is every day on the news. That bitch busting. Okay. This shit dry cell like that shit. So I was like a month or something when I first came home.
So you still had that fire in you?
Yeah, that bitch was teeth.
With the red.
It was it really was bullshit. But I made the best of that shit. I'm in that bitch true fit on. You know, you probably don't know what I'm saying, but I had the true sign drew on my shit.
Drew on your browns?
Yeah. I had the fresh
DLC
medium though. I ain't had the medium. I had a crispy letter. Photo grade. I had two of them though. I wear the other one bullshit when every day when I go to school.
Yeah, that's like your visit joint.
Oh, my dead homie with the hose come outside. Put that bitch under my bed, I'm sipping lean. You know, I got shot by the police, so I'm getting all type of
fan mail shit.
all that shit, motherfucker, all that medicine and shit.
Oh, yeah, they keep you,
all that shit. They give me all that shit, Tylenol 3 with codeine. I'm in that bitch.
Mom.
Fucking them up.
You got that bitch fucking up.
Polo boots. Go that bitch.
Right.
Glasses on. Don't need glasses. Waves. You know, that's the only time you get your shit super flick.
Yeah, that's a fact, though.
I love the visitor day.
Shit bag, all kind. Go ahead.
I love the visitor day. I was lit in that shit. On the visitor day, I'm trying to take niggas' hoes and shit, you know?
Yeah.
That shit.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. That's crazy. Jail universal, though. That shit. Motherfuckers be doing the same thing, well.
Yeah, for sure.
Straight up. I be tripping on that, though, bro, because it be like, you ever watch them jail shows on, like, Discovery Channel and shit like that, where it's like, do it be tripped out? Would it be like, it'd be niggas from Alaska, niggas from Cali, they'd be making dips, but they call it something else. They'd be like making a stinger. Like, I don't know, I've been to the joint, it was like, they won't be no hot water, ain't no microwave, you gotta make you a sting out the stitcher cord and shit. You feel me? Like them type of little medium max joints and shit. So it's like, when I be seeing shit like that, do that trip you out that it's like, motherfuckers never met, but the same shit going on? They got the same shit going on? Yeah, that ain't never, did you ever notice that?
I noticed it, but I never thought about it how you just thought about it. That's why I'm looking like that was wrong as hell how you thought about it.
Yeah.
Like, and no matter wherever prison you at, everybody different.
Yeah.
For them grade, and it's the same way. Somebody niggas gonna come together and make one big ass dip.
Yeah.
On for them grade, unless you in that bitch by yourself. And 9 times 10, that shit ain't gonna last too long. 8 times 7 damn times, I'm gonna give you niggas 30% chance of I'm that bitch by myself, leeway. You know.
Yeah. Damn, yeah, that shit tripped out to me though. I be just like I know that you had went to school and all that, bro. Like I seen that you had went to school for like archaeology, so it was like you got a nice head on your shoulder. So it's like, so have you ever heard of this thing? I'm gonna go back into the school thing, but have you ever heard of a thing called like simulation theory? Have you ever heard of that? So do you? When I see shit like that about the prisons, in like in hoods, it'd be like hoods, everybody do the same shit. Do you feel like? Man, I don't know how to ask that question. It's like, do you have a perspective on simulation theory in terms of like, do you feel like we got free will, or do you feel like we think we got free will, but we just living in a certain conditions, the outcome only gonna be so much. You get what I'm saying? Like you only gonna get so many outcomes based on you in prison, they selling chips, noodles, so you gonna make this. They take the hot water away, you gonna make a sting. You get what I'm saying? Like you feel like they put you in the hood, it's clicks, you gonna gang bang and shit like that. Do you feel like it's only so many outcomes based on the conditions, or what's your point of view on that?
That's true, but I don't think they got part of doing the simulation.
Yeah, because the simulation theory, I thought it got to do with like
But I get what you're saying with the simulation theory, though, right? But look, right? The predicaments and the situation that they put us in and the resources that they give us is limited, so they lead the niggas down the wrong path. Right. It's that simple. I went down the wrong path. I understand how this shit go. Right. It's that simple. If you get a hold of the little nigga and you put him on system shit, and you got happy ass on that shit when you're short, you gonna be on that shit when you're a fucking teenager. Right. It's that simple. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you got his ass on that other shit, that means he hit me on the games and all that shit. You see what I'm saying? So they could be a game, dude. If he want to play games for them, he can do that. Right. But you need to do that shit with the nigga from a young age. You know, so he can be building his catalog up.
Like
Thank you. Just same way like you play baseball, basketball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Most rappers, when you hear their story, most of their ass, you hear their story with their mama, like, he used to rap when he was a kid. Yeah. Nigga used to do, especially back in the days, the niggas used to be doing open mics and talent shows and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. Battle rapping and all that shit, because you gotta, practice make perfect. Yeah. So that don't really be having to do with the simulation, but the simulation shit, I get what you're saying, because shit could be a simulation.
But like it could be like, yeah, you're right. I kind of, if we talking like the theory in itself, I was just kind of like trying to give an analogy. But what you saying is like, do you feel like we in a simulation though? It's like, do you feel like, how do you feel about life? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, what's your perspective? Because you a wise man. I don't want to hear your perspective on it like that. I want to let the fans hear your,
First,
how sharp you is.
I thank you. I appreciate you for telling me I'm wise.
Mm-hmm.
This is first of all. Secondly, I don't know. I don't know. I've damn near been trying to figure all this shit out lately myself. I don't know if we on a flat earth. I don't know if this bitch is a globe. I don't know if this bitch is a simulation, but I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm trying to get down to the nitty-gritty of this shit. I don't want to be, because I'd rather know than not knowing. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather know anything than not knowing type shit, because knowledge is power type shit. The only way you can get some money if you know how to get some money. So you have to know. Knowing is what you need to do. Not knowing is ignorance. Ignorance is bliss, you know?